Hello once again and welcome back to Trails from Zero. Let's pop into system real quick and look that we are at, well, I guess the last one said 1.02, but this build was just made on the 3rd. And I believe this one includes text changes. I don't know if this is actually public yet. Someone would have to ask Ribos. I'm not entirely sure. I know he put it up for the team to use, so I was like, yes, please. I would very much like these text updates I've been making over the last like 3 to 4 weeks. If we pop into tallies, you can now see that the apostrophe is in the correct location. See, I told you that would change. Alright, so one other thing to get to, since I'm recording this the week after, trying to get it up the week after as well, after NIS America has announced the obviously going to happen localization of Trails of Cold Steel 4. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but and without really spoiling anything for anyone that doesn't know, but Trails of Cold Steel 4 will come with information in its scenario, terms and names for people, places, and or things that have never appeared in localizations before, but will be pertinent to Trails from Zero. So localizations not counting ours. So the plan has always been, on behalf of the Geofront, that we would someday update Trails from Zero after Cold Steel 4 was localized. So now that it's been announced, we can say that, yeah, sometime whenever that game comes out, it's announced for later this year, though who knows if that'll happen with the whole global crisis thing. But whenever Trails of Cold Steel 4 does come out, you can bet we will scour that game, get the information we need from it, and then use that information to update Zero's scenario and make it a bit more consistent and accurate with the official releases. So that's the only thing to get out of the way there. I believe we last left off, we took care of, just about everything. We did our support request, we met with Ian Grimwood, and now we have to formulate our plan for how we're going to deal with the whole downtown district problem. What's that? A message, maybe? There's a note stuck to the bulletin board. I've got some errands to run. Wrap up the case however you see fit, Sergey. He's gone? Who wants to bet that he ran away because the case seemed like a pain in the ass? We can't rule out that possibility. Perhaps, but think about it like this. It's a privilege to be given the chance to solve a case however we like, isn't it? That said, what's our plan? Should we review what we know? Yeah, definitely. To start the meeting, inspect the mark at the table. So yeah, Sergey's super gone. Bye, Sergey. There's a note stuck to the bulletin board. Yeah, it's the same thing. Although it might technically be a different text source. Let me look at that again. I think it's the same. It might be 2 different sets of text on the spreadsheet, but it should be the same. Okay, but first, real quickly, out of my curiosity, does he show up at like the CPD after this or something? Maybe? Oh, that's right, you two show up here after I see you at Grimwood's place. Yes, I'll attempt to gather information in the Republic for the time being. I'll leave the investigation to you, Emma. Understood. A rendezvous with Surveillance Team K ASAP. The Special Support Section. Please, don't go impeding my investigation. You've only just joined us after all. That was awfully rude of them. So both Emma and Detective Dudley here are members of the 1st Investigative Division. What's up, Raymond? It's hard to even get these records organized. Caffeine. I need caffeine. I'd better go and get a quick boost of energy by seeing Rebecca while I'm at it. Shut up, Raymond. So, Sergey, you're not here. There's Kate. And Donovan. I guess not. Oh well. Alright, let's get back to the SSS and actually hold this meeting and finish up the prologue. What's up, Cope? Look at him up there. Having the time of his life. Alright, let's do it. Start the meeting. Let's get this meeting started then. First off, we should review all our info that's relevant to the case. The incident took place around midnight 5 days ago. Members of both the Saber Vipers and Testaments were ambushed by an unknown assailant, possibly a group of assailants. However, the attacks occurred at 2 different locations in the city's downtown district. Here and here. The Testaments member was attacked in the alleyway to the west, and the Saber Viper got messed up in front of Ignis, which is towards the east. In other words, the attacks happened at opposite ends of the area. Exactly. By doing so, it made it hard for both groups to learn what happened to the other. And that leads us to the present, where each group blames the other for their members' injuries. Yeah, the only answer that makes sense is that there was a third party involved. Unless both groups rehearse their accounts, chances of either group being responsible for the attack and the other are pretty slim. Agreed. Based on the evidence so far, it's safe to assume the attacks were the work of some third party. All we can do now is consider all the possibilities and rule out the ones that don't seem feasible. But you already have an idea who that third party might be, don't you, Lloyd? I do. They're the ones in control of Crossbell's criminal underbelly, the notorious mafia Ravach & Co. According to the intel Grace shared with us, someone spotted mafiosos snooping around the downtown district a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to verify the credibility of that. However, let's assume that Ravach was responsible for both attacks and continue our conversation. Well, that just brings us to the next question. What was their motive? Bingo. The answer to that is crucial. If we can't answer that, we're all the way back to square one. So, it comes down to motive. There's hardly any conflict of interest between the Mafia and the 2 gangs. There must be a line that connects the 3 dots together. And once again, you already have an idea of what it is, don't you? Well, I can't say with absolute certainty, of course. I think there's one thing that connects these 3 factors. Let me look back at that. The presence of Heiyue. The only realistic possibility that comes to mind is Heiyue. Oh right, our grizzly friend mentioned them, didn't he? That definitely feels like the most likely possibility for now. In that case though, what about Heiyue connects these 3? In order to be connected, there has to be some sort of inevitability. For example, was it this connection with Heiyue that made the attacks against the 2 gangs unavoidable? Yeah, that would explain some things. Oh? What you thinking about, bud? Well, about that possibility Tio mentioned. What do you think Ravach would do if they found out Heiyue was trying to establish a foothold in Crossbell? Well, I imagine they'd look to expand their combat capabilities. Recruit more people and upgrade their weaponry, you know? Ravach should have no problems getting new weapons, given their known smuggling operations. But how do they go about recruiting people? Good question. Normally you'd hire Jaegers, but that's unlikely in Crossbell's case, given the constant surveillance put on us by neighboring countries. So long as the non-aggression pact stands, Erebony and Calvard would never overlook the involvement of Jaegers. The 2 Deid factions representing them would likely react the exact same way too. Oh, that's it! Lloyd, could the Mafia be recruiting the gang members? Hot-blooded and more or less disciplined. I can't think of a more perfect pool of candidates to beef up the Mafia's presence in the city. Then again, they can't just barge in and choose whoever they like, now can they? Of course not. I mean, I could never see Wazi cooperating with the Mafia. I doubt Vald would bow down to authority either, be it from Ravach or the CPD. It's clear that he is not the type of person who would allow others to boss him around. So Ravach realizes this and plots to weaken the 2 gangs, intending to swoop in later and bag the remaining members. Hell, that must be it. Remember, this is still nothing more than a theory. All we've done is bring together the facts and try to make sense of them. Aw, look at you being all modest. I think that your analysis of the situation isn't too far off from the truth, Lloyd. Your reasoning was sound and logical. You certainly proved that you acing the detective exam was no fluke. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It's decided. Our next move should be to explain our theory to those two, don't you think? Those two? Hey, you don't mean... I sure do. Vald Valis and Wazi Hemisphere, leaders of the Saber Vipers in the Testaments. Alright, a little powwow with Wazi and Vald. Under a romantic, starlit sky. Station Street, near where the construction materials are stored. Asking me to come here alone in the middle of the damn night. What do those cops think they're up to? Is that the last train bound for Calvert? Yes, I believe it was. Wazi. Good evening, Vald. What a beautiful night to bathe in the mystic moonlight, wouldn't you agree? Oh, this is rich. You pretended to be one of those CPD pipsqueaks to catch me off guard? You must think you're so damn clever. Fine, bring it on, pretty boy. You want to fight? Because I'm more than happy to give you one. Let's end this. You know I'm always up for a bit of late night wrestling. But alas, I am but a mere guest at this rendezvous. The hell does that mean? You'll see soon. They just arrived. Look at the gang just clip through that bottom step. You punks again. Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. Oh no, it's a pleasure to be here. So, what's this fun anecdote you promised to share with us? I'm not sure if fun is the right word, but you'll at least find it interesting. Ready for me to start? Hold the phone! Anecdotes, fun, what the hell are you two going on about? Oh, Vald, you're such a simpleton. What did you just... Surely you remember the incident that occurred 5 nights ago? They're here to tell us who the culprit was, obviously. 5. The culprit? What do you mean? Impressive deduction, Wazi. I assume you already had your own suspicions. Well, at first, I thought one of my members may have gone a little cuckoo. But as I started to sort things out, I realized that something was off about the whole situation. That goes for the Saber Viper side, too. Sadly, that's as far as my reasoning could take me. Well, that simplifies the explanation a bit. Vald Valis. I know there are still gaps in our theory. Still, would you listen to what we've found so far? Fine. Keep it short. Waste a minute of my time, and I'll bash that baby face of yours in. And that's what we've come to with the information on hand. Any thoughts? My, how unexpected. To think that we'd play right into the Mafia's hands. Does that mean you agree with Lloyd's theory? But of course. After all, Ravage sent some of their agents to visit us already. They asked us to work for them, promising us the moon and stars for our service. Needless to say, I immediately turned them down and sent them on their merry way. Well, that's good to hear. That settles that then. So, Vald, were you also tempted into collaboration with the Mafia? Yeah, about a month ago. They were acting all high and mighty, so I decided to show them what real strength looked like. Sent them packing real fast. Can't believe they actually had the balls to pull a fast one on me like this. Wazi, I'm postponing our duel. First, I gotta warm up by crushing the smug mugs of those mobsters. Wait, you can't! Such a short temper. Calm down, Vald. Acting recklessly will just lead to... The last time was merely jest, but you really are a simpleton. Say that again! You know perfectly well that you don't stand a chance against the Mafia on your own. Just imagine it. The leader of the Saber Vipers, Valdvalles, waltzing into the Mafia's sights like a pig to slaughter. You have no chance. Oh, shut it already! We don't know what'll happen till we try! Maybe you could survive. But what about your poor little Vipers? Can they catch bullets with their teeth? What do you propose we do then, you bony wise ass? You really expect me to just sit here and swallow the shame of having our men hurt like that, huh? Of course I don't. It's likely just a handful of mafiosos were involved in this particular scheme. I say we give them a crash course on how us guys in the downtown district operate. Come the final exam, they'll realize exactly who they're messing with. I'll require your help though, Vald. You need my help? Hold on, you two. What are you planning? If you do anything to break the law... Oh, relax. You'll be playing the teacher's assistants after all. We're going to be what now? Isn't it your responsibility to resolve the conflict brewing in the downtown district? I'd claim that makes it your obligation to properly educate the Mafia into leaving everyone down there alone. For good. Do correct me if I'm wrong, Lloyd. Well, what exactly is Wazzy talking about? I don't quite understand either. Sounds to me like he's just taking advantage of poor Lloyd. Remember, it was you who bothered to call us out here to share your grand theory. Isn't it only natural to see this case through? I love Wazzy. He's great. Wazzy admittedly is kind of just this arc's Olivier. He's very similar, and his dynamic with Lloyd reminds me a lot of Olivier's dynamic with Estelle. 3 days have passed since. The confrontation between the rival gangs has fortunately died down. The downtown district has been enveloped by a tranquil atmosphere, an atmosphere so peaceful that it has become uncomfortable. Then... I love this song. Huh, it's way too quiet around here. We went through all of that effort, and those dumbasses still haven't torn each other apart. Don't you worry. Those guys are doused in gasoline at this point. One small spark, and everything will be up in flames. Those morons won't even know what hit them. All we gotta do is beat the crap out of an underling or two, and then we're good to go. As soon as you see one, kick his ass. And for your own sake, you better not get caught. Use a slingshot for a Saber Viper, and just bash one of the Testaments guys from behind. Got it. Haha, let the hunt begin, boys. This song is so freaking chill. It's mainly like the Ravach theme. In fact, I think it's like called like Ravach & Co. maybe on the soundtrack. Ugh. One tiny blue bunny down. What a pathetic piece of trash. We don't got time to waste. How about you rough him up a little bit? Just be sure not to kill him. Business is business. Hope you don't hold a grudge against us. As if I'd let you. What? What the hell? Man, I'm a little bit shocked. I really didn't think we'd get you to fall for this bait so easily. Who the hell is this guy? To tell you the truth, I'd be fine with cuffing you and taking you down to the precinct already. But I'm not sure how the force will feel about using a sting operation as evidence. I'll have to let you go this time. Oh crap! Don't tell me this guy's with... He's a cop? Not to worry, boys. He's just a special helper. Dude, are you serious? How the hell did they fall for that? Lloyd's prediction was impeccable. Are you alright, Lloyd? Yeah, I'm fine. Putting that shock-absorbing pad under my hood was definitely a good call, though. Damn it! If the boss finds out we blew our cover like this... Well then, gentlemen, that raises the question. What will be your next move? Surrender peacefully now, and I may be merciful towards your misdeeds. Or, would you prefer us to hunt you down? That may prove entertaining. Damn! Quick, split up! Hey, hold on! Two of you, come with me. Wazzy? Hey, hold on a second. Crap. What should we do, Lloyd? Alright, pick someone to take with you. Come on, Randy. Give me a hand, Randy. Ellie, Tio, I'll leave the other group to you. It's showtime, Lloyd. Roger. Damn it, I can't believe those little brats from the police are involved. We need to contact headquarters and request backup. Hold on, we screwed up the plan, man. What if the boss gets a whiff of this? Damn, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we should at least... Did you think you could get away so easily? What? When'd they get here? Checkmate. Good job, Tio. It's up to Lloyd and Randy now. Oh, damn, those morons. Don't got much choice now. We'll have to go from the back. A valiant effort, but no dice. How did you catch up? Jump for it! And with that, they've cornered themselves. Poor guys have no idea what's about to hit them. Sorry to disappoint, but your cute little game of hide and seek is over. Surely you've realized your best option is to surrender, no? Look at you goddamn brats! Where do you get off being so cocky? Now you'll see what happens when you force professionals to get serious. Better hope you live to regret it. Get ready, guys. Looks like they're itching for a fight. Don't think we have much other choice. I can continue to count on your support, right, Lloyd? Funnily enough, I almost said the same thing. Let's do this. Bring it on. We're fighting with Wazzy. Luckily, he gets to go first, though he has no CP, of course. But Wazzy's fighting style is with his fists and his legs. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head whether it has a name. I don't think it's straight up Taito. I'm not actually sure if his martial art has a name. I should probably know that, right? But honestly, I don't. But of course, we're way too overpowered for this. Oh yeah, you can inspect them. Mafioso Pistol. Member of Ravage. Uses powerful ammo that overcomes defenses. And now he's done. Good job, Randy. Just, ignore Wazzy's level. Shh, don't worry about that. Gah. You damn kids. Phew, they were no pushovers, that's for sure. That dude was using some fancy-looking military-grade firearm. Bet a mirror or two it was made in Arabonia. Sounds like they managed to smuggle it past the borders then. By the way, Lloyd, I must say, that was quite the performance you put on. The dramatic confrontation and fall, it looked so real, it had to be on the edge of my seat. Well, your plan didn't give me much of a choice, did it? I wasn't about to let anybody else be the bait and put themselves in harm's way. Man, why else would you volunteer for the role of bait so easily? You're a real softy, you know? Look how easily you let yourself get used. Sorry about that. That soft-hearted nature of yours is sure to cause problems in the future. Although I don't necessarily find that part of you to be a turn-off. Huh? Well, anyway, I was able to exact my revenge, and it was all thanks to your help. I look forward to any future alliances we may hold. You cocky little... Where do you get off running your mouths like that? Now you've done it, you sons of bitches. From this day on, you've made an enemy of Ravach. You damn rookies will rue the day. All of the Diet members are on our payroll. Don't think you'll be able to get away scot-free. Is that what you think? What? Looks like you haven't taken your lesson to heart yet. New plan. I'm gonna hang you dumbasses upside down like a bunch of punching bags, then beat the absolute piss out of you. Please. Hold on a minute. They're already defenseless. There's no need... Not to worry. You can leave the rest to us. Vald, try not to get too carried away, okay? They're self-proclaimed professionals after all. Beating them to a pulp will only put a damper on their career. Whatever. How about this, boys? Why don't we keep this friendly little spat to ourselves? I doubt pros like yourselves would want your bosses to find out that you got your asses handed to you by a bunch of rookie cops, even while taking them seriously. Such a pathetic report wouldn't go over well, now would it? Get bent, asshole. You'd be too large under if we were taking this seriously. Oh, what's this? Now, I'm no lawyer, but it's probably in your best interest to bow out. Grace? What are you doing here? I've been keeping my eyes peeled for my favorite new rookies these past few days. And, much to my expectations, what an absolute feast of information you've given me. Oh boy, I'm dying to write up a riveting tale in my next article about this unlikely operation. Why, you're just some bitch from a puny news agency. You think you could take Ravach on? Huh? Well, our circumstances are more complicated than I care for, so I won't reveal your names. However, if you bad boys are caught pulling another stunt like this again, I can't promise that your group's going to be able to bail you out. Ugh. Fine, whatever, we'll be going now. But if you don't keep your word, lady... Don't worry your pretty little head about that. To be fair, you're the ones that should be worrying about keeping your promises. Wouldn't want to be in hot water, would we? Crossed the line again, and a little birdie told me the bracers might come get ya. What? The bracers? Just a little FYI, Arias was strongly considering taking over this case. Naturally, being the grand bracer he is, he was totally up to his second request. He figured he'd leave it in your guys' hands this time. Is that true? He's keeping tabs on us, huh? That appears to be the case. Oh, hell no! As if we'd ever be moronic enough to make an enemy of Arias McLean. There's no point in staying in this dump any longer. We're out of here. Look at him run. Oh boy. Arias McLean, the Divine Blade of Wind. I've heard my fair share about his exploits, but I didn't think the name alone would be enough to send the Mafia packing. Just hearing his name is enough to piss me off. Screw it. Show's over, boys. Get your asses moving. We're leaving. Yeah! I must say, I couldn't have done it without your help. Or would mission accomplished be more appropriate for you? Yeah, I suppose so. Though I guess our original mission was only to stop the initial fight. Anyway, you shouldn't have a reason to fight with Vald anymore, right? What are you going on about now? What? Whether the Mafia is involved or not, it's not like our relations with the Saber Vipers are going to change overnight. We're still going to view each other as a blight on our territory. That won't change. Sure, there probably won't be another large conflict between us for a while. But our regular scuffles are bound to continue, no doubt about it. Hold on now. If you don't want our future fights to get out of hand, you're more than welcome to stop by and intervene when the time comes. Perhaps you could even join in on our amicable little disputes. I'd welcome you with loving arms. I don't get the impression that he's joking in the slightest. Well then, I wish you sweet dreams, everyone. Let us return, Abbess.
Our crusade has ended. Let us withdraw.
Yes, sir! What an incorrigible group of men.
Meh, leave them be. They're just a bunch of hot-blooded dudes raring for a fight. Nothing you can really do about it.
For once, you might be right. More importantly, we've successfully resolved our mission. Isn't that right, Lloyd?
Yeah, for sure. Still, I can't shake the feeling this was a hollow victory.
That discomfort probably stems from the fact that you rookies once again had to rely on somebody else to finish the job. How was that? Did I nail it?
No, that's not...
Boo, you're so petty. There's nothing wrong with accepting a little help in times like these. How else are you going to get the full picture? Only once you've understood this can you truly call yourself a detective. Just like your brother.
Guy?
Well, I think it's time for me to head on home for now. I gotta go exfoliate. You'd be surprised how much I work to keep my skin this flawless. Anyway, nighty-night.
Yo, Lloyd, your brother must have been one hell of a dude.
Judging from what I've heard, it sounds like he was a talented individual.
Yeah, you could say that. There aren't a whole lot of people that would outrank him when it comes to persistence and efficiency on the job. At any rate, our mission is accomplished. Let's return to the annex and give Chief Sergei our report. I think I get the picture. I guess you guys did pretty okay, for a bunch of rookies. Seems like you put your heads together and scraped by somehow.
Yeah, right. That's a compliment, right?
Surely you must have caught a glimpse of it during this case. The thorny, problematic side of Crossbell.
Well...
Yep, it's definitely a pain in the ass.
Crossbell's seedy underbelly. A cold, cruel reality made possible by the corruption of its leadership. Aptly put.
But the CPD isn't filled to the brim with a bunch of losers, you know. While some idiots decide to trade dignity for bribes, most of our detectives have self-respect and work with the strict code of justice. However, they're often stopped by certain barriers. For example, the politicians who degrade themselves by making deals with the mafia for money and power. So, how about it, Lloyd? Want to pack your bags, turn in your badge, and become a bracer?
No, sir.
These barriers are the reason the Special Support Section was established, right?
Oh?
Protect civilians above all else. The Bracer's Code is admirable, but it has its own limitations. Some problems can't be solved by that alone. Smuggling and illegal arms stealing, the sale of stolen goods and mirror laundering, and the collusion of the mafia and officials. They're all problems that lie outside the Bracer's jurisdiction. He's got a point.
So even the supporting gauntlet still has its limitations.
However, as police officers, we have the power to right these wrongs. Despite the countless barriers standing in our way, the possibility of getting over them isn't zero.
He's right. We, as members of the SSS, might be able to latch onto this possibility. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Yeah, but hopefully I'm not being too optimistic.
I do think that reality is not as simple as you make it out to be. However, I agree that the possibility is never zero.
Take a look at this guy, would you? Dealing with the head of a delinquent group, volunteering as bait to lure out the mafia. How could a guy look so calm and collected, yet act so hot-blooded underneath? I'm not really sure if hot-blooded is the right term, Randy. Still, working with everyone helped me realize this. While it's true that we're still inexperienced, as long as we stick together, no matter how high they may be, there isn't a single barrier we can't overcome. Lloyd? I'm at a loss for words. A bit too cheesy for my liking. You don't have to laugh that loud, Chief. Although I suppose I'm being too idealistic again, right? Well, I'm sure this won't be too bad. Well, it's true that the idea of the SSS was initially met with opposition and resistance. You guys can use the division however you see fit. Chief? Sure, I might not be able to directly bail you out of trouble. But if you end up pulling some crazy stunt and tick off HQ, I could at least toss you a bone and cover for you guys. I appreciate it, Chief. So, you're going the laissez-faire route, are you? Geez, I get what you're gunning for, but aren't you being a bit too chill about this, Chief? In other words, our Chief here is trying to evade any messes we may throw his way. That's what's called veteran experience. Will the SSS become a pale imitation of the Bracer Guild? Or will it transform into something new entirely? I, for one, am going to kick back with a cigarette and watch the fireworks. And there you have it, the end of the prologue. You get your support requests tallied up. These are your main quest. Save. Oh, we're starting chapter 1. This is going to be exciting. We're going to see the greatest girl to ever grace Samaria. Looks like you had another rough month. Keep up the good work. It's fine. I'm used to it already. Anyway, I'll be counting on you for the payment again. Sure thing. I'll transfer it to you via the IBC. I feel partially responsible given that I assigned your request, but, maybe you should consider reducing your workload just a teensy bit, don't you think? Poor Shizuku must be feeling lonely without Daddy by her side. I know, I'm sorry. I know I said I wouldn't bring this up again. Oh, that reminds me. Headquarters contacted me again. They keep bugging me to get you to accept the offer. Are they seriously still at it? I've rejected their offer numerous times already. I wish they'd give up. Can you blame them? They're desperate, searching for someone with the qualifications to fill in the gaping hole left by Cassius Sprite's resignation. Didn't you train under the same master? You're basically equals when you look at your stats with the guild, so hurry up and accept already. While that may be true on paper, we're completely different people. Unlike Cassius, I haven't solved any conflicts on an international scale. I can't help but feel that people are overestimating my achievements. I honestly don't feel like I have the qualifications to be his proper successor. Oh, phooey. You and I both know that isn't true. Didn't you resolve that thing out in Remoferia? The prince himself presented you with a Medal of Honor, so isn't that enough of an indication of your qualifications? I didn't truly resolve the issue. I may have prevented the immediate disaster, but the masterminds responsible are still out there. I had planned to refuse the medal anyway. Gosh, Arios, you're a stick in the mud, aren't you? Come on, accepting that promotion will drop your workload a little bit. You've done over 100 requests this month for ADO's sake. That's friggin' inhuman. And I don't feel like I bit off more than I could chew. International travel has become far easier with the increased frequency of train and flight services. And besides, aren't two bracers transferring here? My workload is going to reduce regardless. Oh, you mean those kitties? Yeah, they're not bad. I see a lot of potential in them. I trust them far more than the special support section guys, that's for sure. Excuse us! Oh, would you speak of the devil? Come on in, we're upstairs. Oh, the second floor? Gotcha. Thanks for having us. Hey, Michelle. Holy smokes, Arios is here too?
Oh, what a relief. I'm glad to see you here. It's nothing more than a mere coincidence. I haven't seen the two of you in about 3 months, so it's good to see you're doing well.
I was in for a real shock when I found out that you were actually transferring to our branch. I'm sure glad you two are here. Crossbell's bad boys are about to get the spanking of a lifetime. We may be good, but we're not that good.
We'll do our best to live up to your expectations.
I think it's time we got down to business. Estelle Bright, Senior Bracer.
Joshua Bright, likewise.
Officially reporting for duty at the Crossbell branch of the Bracer Guild.
It's a sequel. Chapter 1, Afternoon of the Wolves. Ah, good old Crossbell. We know it well already. Sel and Joshua really put into perspective how different Crossbell's portrait art style is, don't they? The chief sure is late. It's almost time for our regular morning meeting to start too.
I really don't think we can begin the meeting without him.
Ugh, I would have slept in if I knew this was how it was gonna roll. Days like this are best spent waking up at noon, then hitting up Barca for some good times.
Textbook example of a slacker.
Sorry I'm late, everyone. Oh, by the way, since it's not really clear, look at Chief Sergei float. Since it's not really clear, like the passage of time in the Crossbell arc, it's been about a month since the prologue. So this would be like February of 1204, let's say. Morning, Chief.
Good morning. Did you want to go ahead and start the meeting?
No need. Just got a call from the department. You guys have been assigned to a special mission today. Congrats. What kind of mission? Something smells fishy about that.
Is it similar to the previous one?
I don't know the details. Just head to the department. Your client will be waiting for you there.
Off to the CPD.
Look at that beautiful edited texture. Police headquarters, 3rd floor. Fun fact, you can't go up to this floor by yourself. They never let you actually enter that elevator, though it does function. It does have like actual buttons in there, and you can clip in there if you're very clever. I can't believe that jackass has the balls to call us here again. What kind of bitchin' awaits us this time? Well, actually, I was informed that we have guests waiting for us. I think it's safe to say he didn't call us here to complain. I have a sinking feeling he'll find a reason to scold us regardless.
I know what you mean. We can't let it get to us, though.
Lloyd Bannings reporting in. The special support section has arrived. Come in. Excuse us. Oh, I recognize that uniform.
The Crossbell Guardian Force, right?
Oh, hell!
Oh my, is that how you greeted an old acquaintance, Randy Orlando? Care to elucidate me on any hidden meanings behind that outburst of yours?
Oh, you got it all wrong. I was just so excited to see you again.
Do you two know each other? Your reaction is that of a man with a guilty conscience.
Ahem.
Show some respect, you four. This here is Lieutenant Colonel Sonia Bales, Deputy Commander of the CGF.
Deputy Commander of the Guardian Force?
Please forgive our misbehavior. Lieutenant Colonel is one of the highest ranks in the military chain of command. She's that distinguished.
Oh, you have no frickin' idea. She is the CGF's second in command after all. Taking in her charisma and expertise, hell, she might as well be in charge.
At ease, detectives. Should that be capitalized? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to consult. You're the special support section, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you come here to submit a support request, perhaps? Don't get your hopes up, rookies.
You greenhorns better realize how big an honor it is to meet the Deputy Commander. Deputy Director Pierre, allow me to handle it from here. But... Understood. I'll leave it in your capable hands, ma'am. Thank you. Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Sonia Bales, Deputy Commander of the Crossbell Guardian Force. I came here to ask the Special Support Section to lend us your expertise on a particular matter. Let me begin with a brief overview of the situation. An investigation of monster attacks? Correct, Mr. Detective. That shouldn't say Mr. Who wrote that? Several locations throughout Crossbell have reported similar case of monster attacks over the past month. We wish to cooperate with you to investigate this matter. Wait just a moment, please. These incidents were all reported outside of Crossbell City? Yes, do you take issue with that? No, ma'am, not at all. Excuse me, ma'am. An investigation was already conducted by the CTF, correct? Is there anything left for us to investigate at this point? Yes, plenty in fact. Too many questions remain unanswered to write these off as ordinary monster attacks. As much as I hate to admit, our investigators have hit a dead end. Therefore, I'm hoping that a different point of view is what the investigation needs. A different point of view? A trained detective's, to be exact. One that will differ greatly from a guardsman's. You might be wondering, why come to us of all people? A valid question. I could have just as easily sought the help of the renowned 1st Division. Well, I would love to introduce you to them, but as you know, they are preoccupied with their duties. As you can see, a number of unforeseen circumstances have led to us seeking the aid of the SSS. Are there any objections? No, ma'am. We'll gladly accept your request and aid you in your ongoing investigation. You've given us a brief rundown of the situation, but it will be hard to begin without concrete facts. Seeker, hand it to them. Yes, ma'am. Here you are. Oh, thank you. Who said I was referring to Estelle? Huh? Could she be... Is everything okay? I'm fine. My apologies. I can't help but feel like I've seen her somewhere before. Received monster damage report. Is this a detailed report? Yes, it appears to be a case report from the CGF. Correct. We've written all of our findings thus far in that report. Please begin your investigation as soon as you finish reviewing the case file. Doing so will eliminate unwanted biases from your work. I see. In that case, we'll begin as soon as possible. We leave it in your capable hands. Well, I suppose we'll have to excuse ourselves for now. We'll establish a direct line of communication with the SSS, so don't hesitate to contact us if you make a breakthrough. Roger. My apologies for the disturbance, Deputy Director. No, not at all. Feel free to drop by my office anytime. Looks like you're a bit more comfortable with your current work, Randy. Well, I'd say the work here is more thrilling than staring at the border and doing drills all day. Good to know. I'm glad my efforts to transfer you were worth it. Let's head out, Seeker. Roger. Phew, man oh man. Was she your superior back in the Guardian Force, Randy? You got that right. Sonia wasn't my direct boss, though. She just gave me a bunch of tips and pointers for training and drill sessions. Don't let her gorgeous looks fool you. That lady will make you piss your pants if you cross her. Knowing Randy, it's probable that his terrible attitude towards life set her off on multiple occasions. I could absolutely see that happening. He has a knack for getting in trouble with women. On that note, do you know the girl accompanying the Deputy Commander, Randy? Didn't ring a bell. Would have remembered a cutie like her. I'd bet a pretty mirror that she's in the Tangram Gate division of the CGF. Those guys assist Deputy Commander Bales with her work. Oh,
Lloyd, my friend, you seem to have taken quite the fancy towards the girl. Tell me, Lloyd, was it love at first sight?
Well,
Why, yes, it absolutely was. I mean,
what? No, it was nothing like that. I just had a strange feeling that I had met her somewhere before. Ahem. Oh, right. How long do you rookies plan to take up space in my precious office to spew your pointless drivel all over the floor? Don't tell me. Is this a plot by that good-for-nothing Sergei to have you come here and humiliate me? No, sir. Definitely not. Sorry, sir. Please excuse us. Go on. Get out of here. To think that every single one of you ignored my kind advice. You should know full well what's about to come, don't you?
well, the hell you implying?
Whatever. Enjoy that little investigation of yours out in the wilderness. I'm sure it'll be a fun little camping trip. Why don't we transfer your entire team to the Guardian Force while we're at it? We can boot that damn Sergei out along with you. Annoying. If you'll please excuse us.
Damn, Pierre. Jeez, that jackass sure knows how to get on my nerves.
I wish I had earplugs on hand. Then again, I suppose we were being disrespectful in front of him. However, that doesn't warrant his condescendingly vulgar tone with us.
Let's just forget about him, guys. Arguing will get us nowhere. Let's head back and go through the report in more detail. We can get started once we've decided on the direction of our investigation.
Right. I get the impression these attacks weren't from any ordinary monster. The culprit behind these attacks certainly seems enigmatic.
This is the part where we read the case report, I think. It sure is. Monster damage report. Summary. Recently, several locations in Crossbell State were attacked by unidentified monsters. The Guardian Force has performed an investigation in an attempt to evaluate the incidents. 3 cases have been reported. The suspects in each case are wolf-like monsters. The following 3 pages detail each case. Number 1. Armorca Village. Date and time, 3 weeks ago, night. Location, entire village area. Damages. The damage was discovered in the morning, says the village chief. All families suffered damage to their crops and livestock. Eyewitnesses? None. All villagers asleep. Other evidence. Various canine prints were discovered inside the village. No similar prints found in areas outside the village. Number 2. St. Ursula Medical College. Date and time, 1 week ago, night. Location, hospital premises. Damages? 1 medical intern was attacked and wounded by an invading pack of monsters. Found by hospital staff in the morning. Eyewitnesses? Injured witness saw black wolf-like monsters. Other evidence. None found near scene of attack. Statement was vague and possibly inaccurate. Number 3. Maine's Mining Village. Date and time, 2 days ago, 10 p.m. Location, in front of the inn. Damages? 1 miner heading home was injured by a pack of monsters. A colleague rushed to his aid. Eyewitnesses? Townspeople saw escaping wolves. Other evidence? Prints discovered near scene that resembled those found in Armorca Village. The mining equipment in this town was damaged for a 3rd time. Patrols may be necessary. This is worse than I thought.
So it really is happening everywhere. It's strange the media hasn't reported anything on it yet.
Now that you mention it, they don't exactly sound like your average monster attacks, do they?
Do we know whether or not these wolf-like monsters are indigenous to Crossbell?
It's hard to say. They did find paw prints at all 3 different scenes. At this point, it's hard to deny that they actually exist.
The Guardian Force still hasn't physically seen the monsters though, right? That's a little disconcerting.
Well, we know one thing for sure. They're pretty damn sly if they manage to outsmart the CGF. I mean, shouldn't they have hired some kind of hunter to track them down instead?
Probably so. I'm not certain whether our chances of solving this case are particularly high. Lloyd, what's the matter?
Did that ace detective light bulb of yours start flickering again?
No, I was just thinking. Why don't we treat these attacks as we would any other investigation? Usually that would lead us to the culprit, right? The deputy commander did say she wanted a detective's perspective.
Should we search for clues as per usual? Well, yeah. If we treat this series of attacks as one solitary case, who would be our culprit? Obviously those wolf-like monsters the report mentioned, right? And you know how wolves work, they move in packs. That's true. But with that in mind, what would the profile and motive of the culprit be? I'll pass on that one. Oh, I see what you're aiming at. You're trying to make us realize that we can't answer those questions relying solely on the reports we received. Exactly. More intelligent monsters usually stay away from populated areas. If the motive was hunger, the medical college would be the last place they would look for food. There has to be some truth that explains their seemingly irrational behavior. That is a valid point, and it's theoretically sound as well, if I may add. I suppose the objective of our investigation has been decided then. I think so. First, we visit the affected areas and gather information from eyewitnesses and any potential victims. That should provide us with additional insight into the reports, at the very least. Right. Every little clue and lead we can find will go towards helping the Guardian Force. Phew, that's a relief. And here I thought we'd be spending the day blindly hunting monsters in the mountains. So, Lloyd, where do you suggest we head first? Let's see. How about we start with Armorica Village, the first area that was attacked? Considering the Armorica report was the most detailed, maybe we'll be able to gather enough clues to start building a profile of the monsters. That sounds like a good start. Armorica Village is northeast of Crossbell City, right? Yeah, taking the orbital bus near the east exit is probably going to be our best bet. And needless to say, this is our first mission outside of the city. We don't know what we're heading into, so let's make sure we leave well prepared. You said it, man. We should also double check the available support requests just to be safe. You should... Well, actually, pro tip, did I say this already in a video? I may have. It's been a while, I forgot. But pro tip, if you're the sweeping type and you want to check all of the NPC dialogue, I would suggest that you go do that now before checking the terminal. Because in the event someone out there becomes a support request, the next time you talk to them will be about their support requests. But if you don't see their request yet, you'll get different dialogue when you see them. But that doesn't matter to us. Let's check the requests. We've got overdue book retrieval. This has a long term, so we could wait a couple of days to do this. This is from Uncle Miles. We're running into a problem here at the library. People are checking out books and not returning them when they are due. Please help me retrieve them. See me at the city library in the administrative district for more details. Hunting for ingredients from Oscar. I'm seeking ingredients to use in a new special bread recipe. Can you guys lend me a hand? Please come visit me at Morge's, the bakery on West Street. And assistance with new service from the IBC. We are recruiting people to help us implement a new service here at the IBC. If you have Sepith on hand, can we please have a moment of your time? We ask for your assistance. And that's it here. Sergey in? He is. What's up, Sergey? Nothing beats an early smoke. So, you already heard what's what? If so, stop dilly-dallying and do your best. At least do enough that you don't piss off the deputy director. Yes, sir. And one last thing I want to do before we head out. Let's head up to the roof and check in with Cope. Probably give him a little something. Though I don't really, I think I'm like running out of good fish to give him. What's up, Cope? Meow, go. How would you like an arch crab, buddy? Nyan nyan. There he goes. He's so adorable. Funya! Mine 3. Giving us a gift, huh? Thanks, Cope. We'll use it well. I still love the first time where he's like, where did you even get this? Alright, head out to West Street. And when we pick up next time, we'll check in with Oscar. This is going to be one of my favorite kind of quests to do. The kind where you can finish it immediately because you already have everything you need thanks to New Game Plus. I love those kinds. Those are always fun. Alright, that does it for now. See you guys in the next one.